The Gilded Age incorporates a lot of historical details from the Gilded Age era into the narrative, taking its position as a historical drama seriously. The show consistently depicts actual events, from the opera war between New York's elite to the lady behind the Brooklyn Bridge. The show does examine many of the historical developments, even though it doesn't rely on complete authenticity. Some of the characters are based on real persons, but not all of them are. While some characters like Marion Louisa Jacobson and her family are entirely made up, others, like the Astors or T. Thomas Fortune, Sullivan Jones, are taken straight out of history, with a few creative liberties. The Russell family is the best example of a third class of characters, who are influenced by historical people but are not explicitly modeled on them. While George, Morgan Spector, is a composite of other robber barons, and his latest strike narrative refers to, but does not follow, the events of the Homestead Strike. Bertha Carey Coon has assumed Alva Vanderbilt's role in the Opera War. The show is free to do with them what they choose because they share more characteristics than personal relationships. In Season 2, Maud Beaton, Nicole Brendan-Bloom, becomes a member of this group. The woman known variously throughout her life as Cassie Chadwick, Lydia DeVere, and Elizabeth Betty Bigley has a strong similarity to Maud in her account. Claiming to be the illegitimate daughters of a well-known and affluent man, both women travel to New York. They both committed fraud by taking advantage of the position that this story and their wealth could offer them. However, there are some notable distinctions between the two women, ranging from the precise year to their dishonesty techniques. Even though Cassie Chadwick was apprehended, history suggests that Maud Beaton might still get away with stealing Oscars, Blake Ritson, wealth. The Gilded Age's commitment to history and the striking similarities between Maud Beaton and Cassie Chadwick imply that their relationship is more than coincidental despite their differences. In Season 2, Maud and Harris arrives in New York City and presents herself as John Beaton's daughter. However, there are rumors that her real father is the wealthy Jay Gould, which is why he feels drawn to her. Oscar Van Ryn, who is looking for another Harris after failing to marry Gladys Russell, Tessa Farmiga, is drawn to Maud because of her abundance of fortune. Oscar is a gay man looking for financial gain from a potential marriage, not romantic love. Maud is a perfect match for Oscar's lavender marriage because she is not just wealthy but also a pleasure to be around. Oscar makes attempts toward Maud, who accepts him when they go to Ada's Cynthia Nixon wedding and even let him go with her to meetings with Mr. Crowther, Mark Boyd, her business manager. Oscar meets with Mr. Crowther in private in an effort to impress Maud and amass more fortune. Despite Mr. Crowther's rejections, Oscar invests the majority of his money in the Casterbridge Pacific Company. Oscar won't back down, despite Crowther's assertion that the corporation is putting an offer on the Chicago and Atlantic Railroad line and has all the necessary investors. He hopes for a speedy return, but when he finds out there's no such thing as the Casterbridge Pacific Corporation, his avaricious behavior costs him his investment. Oscar goes back to Mr. Crowther's office and discovers it is empty, despite Oscar's pretense of being there to visit her ailing Aunt Maud. Oscar finds himself in a difficult situation when he has to tell his mother Agnes, Christine Baranski, that he made a mistake and lost the family money. Maud has left town with a sizable amount of Oscar's income. Even once Maud leaves, the fake investment will surely have a lasting effect on the story, making her fleeting appearance an important component of the show.